I got to say real quick that not only are we doing this on our usual radio show, The Boom Boom Room, but it's being on tape tonight. So you'll see this in the future on the mighty Armstrong Network. This is an edition of Counterpoint. So Greg and his gang are here, and they're recording us tonight. So hopefully we don't break your TV set sometime in the future.
And I appreciate that very unsolicited commercial. My man, you remind me, I told you, like George Foreman. You know, I used to talk about George. Every time George was doing commentary on HBO, everything, it was a commercial. George, this guy, George, this guy looks a little overweight. Yeah, he don't look in good shape. But if he had my grill, he'd be a lean meat fighting machine. Everything was a commercial, man. Jesus, man. So Cornel, thank you for that very unsolicited
But would you like to introduce your guest this evening?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna give a little background. I did my diligence. I knew him. Growing up, of course, my era. We actually come around the same time. You hit when I hit around the same time.
Yeah.
But you've been around for a long time. He was born in Newcastle, PA.
Yep.
Grew up in Elwood City.
Right.
But let me tell you, he was a member of the Jaggers. Now, Jaggers was in the 60s group, who a good friend of mine from Youngstown, Billy Bodine, was the bassist there. I don't think he was there when you were there. I think he came after you.
He did.
But I didn't realize that you were part of Wild Cherry when they did Play That Funky Music. That was one of the baddest songs ever, really. That really was.
Probably the biggest wedding song ever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you started solo career in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, if I just say the name of the band, my special guest, Donnie Iris. In 1980, Donnie Iris and the Cruisers.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Irache. It's a nice Irish boy. We gotta love these Irish people on the show. But we're gonna go into it. And then you've had so many hits and albums. Donnie, God bless you, brother. I didn't realize how extensive your career went.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Yes, years active, 1961 to present.
Yeah.
The year I was born.
Was
my
it
man's
61?
been playing music.
Yeah.
I was probably listening in the band at that time in the crib to my man.
You probably were.
Yeah.
Donnie
you probably
Iris.
were.
Who would have thought that we would have got him in here in studio? Live and in charge.
Donnie-
It's this guy here is my boy right here. That's my boy.
My big plan here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was I wanted to combine Youngstown, Pittsburgh, Northeast Ohio meets Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Both of these guys could easily run for mayor of their towns. I know all of them have skeletons, but they could definitely run for some mayors, Now, this is the most important part of this evening because we have in front of us, folks, Hall of Famers, members of the Boxing Writers Association of America and an international panel of boxing historians cast votes from Japan, England, Canada, Mexico, South Africa, Germany, Puerto Rico, and the United States of America. June 11th through June 14th, the man sitting to my right, the host of this show, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Congratulations. You're going into the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. Donnie, as I said earlier, right behind the stage, down the road a little bit is a Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
I go in there three or four times a week. I can't get a free cup of coffee. So, Hall of Fame, what does that mean? Forget that bust out.
He even mentions a name where he doesn't get the coffee. He doesn't say the coffee joint down the street.
Forget that bum, man. Yeah, $3.95. Double espresso, I'll make that a $4.25.
Along with that, Pittsburgh rock and roll legends honors individuals and organizations that have made an impact on the Pittsburgh music industry. The man to my left on April 23rd was inducted into the Pittsburgh Music Rock and Roll Legends Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Donnie Iris.
Thank you.
So let's go. Hall of Famers. What was it like when you got the phone call?
I was excited, man. I was thrilled. Previous to that, when they told me I was on the ballot, I said, wow, that was the first time I really kind of took me by surprise. Mm-hmm. And they said, well, you'd be sitting by your phone. And I said, well, no. And I told me, because they said it'd be the first weekend of December. Will you be sitting by my phone? I said, no, be honest with you. I said, I'm thrilled. Just the fact that I'm nominated to me. And I mean that sincerely. No false modesty. That to me, just everything. Because Donnie, I was telling him, I didn't think my career warranted it only because I only fought 5.5 years as a pro. And to me, when I think of Hall of Fame, I think longevity. Like yourself and many others, longevity. I only fought 5.5 years, so I didn't think I warranted it. But the writer who called, when I did make it, I said the same thing to him when I said to you, and he said to me, no, you have to understand you're part of that early 80s group. He said, without you guys, Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and you guys, he said, if it wasn't for you, you brought it into the homes, and everyone's, you made it a must-see TV again. He said, if it wasn't for you guys, HBO, Showtime wouldn't be where they are, and certainly pay-per-view wouldn't be where it's
That's
at.
a fact.
And he said to me, it isn't the quantity of your fights, it's the quality of your fights.
Absolutely.
And I said, man, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, for
So
sure,
I appreciate
man.
it very much. So
For sure.
Donnie, when you got the call, were you expecting it?
They called me and told me I was nominated with Billy Price, Rusted Root,
That's the rule.
and Joey Grishecki. I said, well, this is pretty good company to be in, man, for Pittsburgh guys. And about 2 weeks later, after all the balloting was done, she called me and said, you won. I said, oh, cool.
I mean, it was quite a party, wasn't it?
I'll tell you what, man, the party we had last Thursday night at the Hard Rock in Pittsburgh, Ray, it was awesome.
Oh, man.
All these guys were on stage with me. We got up there and jammed out a bunch of songs, man.
That's to me would be like I've never been to the Hall of Fame in Cleveland yet, which is a shame, and I'm going to visit it.
Yeah.
Because I've been in LA 30 years. I did go the the recording industry Hall of Fame was right around the corner from me in my office in Santa Monica. Never went to it.
Yeah.
But I was downtown, right next to the Staples Center. They have the Recording Hall of Fame, and so I went in there and saw Jimmy's outfit. I saw stuff from Kiss and stuff. So that was cool. I mean, I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up here and definitely make sure I get to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because
I was there once. It's cool. Very cool.
It's just you got to see that stuff, man.
Yeah, you do.
There's
a letter in there, Cornel. I think it was to the Who. Did you see that letter?
Yes.
They sent out letters, tapes of their stuff to all these record companies, and all these goofballs said, we don't think there's anything there.
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it was the Who, wasn't it?
Yeah, forget about it. And Joan Jett was saying the same thing last week. She received 25 declines.
Yeah,
25 declines.
Well, I know
so
with
she
the
said,
rapper.
Let me start my own label.
Yeah, hell yeah. We when we were in the rapper, we went to New York and took that stuff to about at least 10 different record companies. They turned down. Everyone said no. We finally got.
How many people, Ray, have told you can't? You weren't going to make it?
I heard that too many times.
Yeah.
I tell the story. I heard it too many. Oh no, but here's the better part. When I wanted to turn pro, so I had some local people in Youngstown saying, "Well, Raymond, we're new to the game. We really don't know." Because I asked them, "How can you? What are you going to do for my career? How can you move me?" Well, we're new to the game. We're talking about getting an agent. The booking agent to help get you fights, but we're talking, and he's talking to Angelo Dundee about taking you on as to training you. Now, Angelo and me became very dear friends. I loved Angelo. Angelo tells the story. I said, I get a call from some people, and they said, "Hey, you want to train Ray Boom Mancini?" He goes, "Who?" I said, "Ray Boom Mancini." I said, "Boom Mancini." Well, I knew the father, Lenny. I thought he was a hell of a fighter. I don't know much about the kid though. And they said, "Well, kid, he says he had a pretty good amateur career in Northeastern Ohio." Tough kid comes, had his pro style. He said, "Look," he said, "my plate's pretty full." He said, "Plus I already got another Ray, and he's doing pretty good for himself." So I told that story at Angelo's 90th birthday party at the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame in Chicago. He's telling the story, and Ray was there, and I said, "Yeah, Ray, you did pretty good for yourself."
Yeah.
That's true. Now, Lou Duva, the Duva main event, when they were still out, they used to come around. I met Lou Duva when I was 16. He used to come around the Northeastern Ohio area, look for the best fighters. He says, so later he says, how smart am I? He says, he's Italian, I'm Italian. I picked two local kids up there from Nassau, two Jewish kids. He says, they do okay for a while, and then they don't go nowhere. And here's the kid who makes it. He said, I pass on him. Well, so as I said, nobody, and how many times you're out there about the movies, how many studios passed on such and such a movie?
It makes you stronger. It makes you stronger. The blues make you stronger, man.
That all they keep hearing about that. I keep telling my people, my business associates, being a producer, have scripts going around in studios. No. And as I tell my wife, it only takes one. We don't need one. The other 99 don't mean nothing if the 101 says yes.
Yeah. You're right.
That's all.
You're right. Donnie Iris, the biggest crowd you've ever sang in front of, where and when?
Let's see. Probably like in the early 70s with the Jaggers and Three Rivers Stadium. The Supremes were there and all these other bands. I mean, it was A lot of people
Oh, I
there.
bet, I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah.
And you
did-
also sang the Star Spangled Banner solo, of course, before the Steelers Patriots championship game.
Yeah. I did like 2 or 3 of those with the Steelers. A couple with the Pirates. A couple with the Penguins.
And what's the biggest thing? Just not forgetting the words?
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
A lot of pressure.
You did that acoustic?
Just
electric?
Acapella.
Acapella.
Oh, capella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be-
Yeah.
because
The biggest thing is remembering the words. So a couple of times they had them on the
That would
thing
help.
on
There
the
you go.
screen, so that was cool. But a couple other times they didn't. So yeah, you
So we're
had it.
saying
And another thing is
50,
is the echo.
60,000. Yeah.
The echo in the stadiums. With the Penguins, it was nice. It was cool echo. I mean, it was it was nice.
Yeah.
But Three Rivers, like you sing a couple of words and
It's coming
2
back
seconds,
at you.
2 seconds later, it's
Yeah.
back at you.
Yeah.
It gets you. It
That
gets
throws
you
you
like
off.
this.
Oh yeah, imagine.
But,
have you ever seen Ted Nugent's version of it?
Yeah.
With the,
Yeah,
on the
we did a
oh,
few
man.
shows with those guys.
Oh man, he did an event. I was at the every year in Washington D.C. Every November we do for the knockout for children. It's a fight night for children.
Oh, yeah. Biggest crowd you've ever fought in front of?
The biggest crowd was here in Youngstown and Warren, Mollicom State, 20,000.
20,000
live.
people.
That was pretty good.
And what did it sound like when you first walked into the arena?
It sounded like it. Like Donnie said, like it was a full, river, Riverfront Stadium or Three Rivers Stadium.
Yeah.
20,000 seemed like 100,000. And how about this? They try to talk about greed. I think this is a fight where there's greed because it's overtaken the promotion. The promotion, believe me, there's a lot of mistakes going on. They don't know if it's going to go off 100%. I mean, the fight's going to happen, whether the promotion's going to be 100% because it's a Mayweather promotion. Let nobody kid you. It's a Mayweather promotion. Arum, that was part of it. You got to step aside. Bob Arum's been the best promoter for the last 50 years. Why wouldn't you just let him promote it? Or at least have this, no, Mayweather promotion. There's things that haven't been done, just simple things that
can fall through the cracks.
And Bob's just sitting back saying, hey, go ahead. And so what I'm saying is, first time I've known, Donnie, I never heard this. There's going to be no reporters sitting around rings. They have press row.
Yeah.
You know where they're going to be? Because they wanted to fill with more seats for the reporters have to sit off in a side room and watch the fight on a monitor.
No.
They're not even going to be sitting there live watching it. I mean, at ringside, they're going to be in a room off to the side watching it on monitors. And this is from all over the world. All the reports from all over the world.
Terrible.
It's sickening. Because they wanted to fit more seats in and get more, seats.
Wow.
The tickets, I understand. A friend of mine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's true. I have a friend of mine called me today. He has 8 tickets. He said he can't get rid of. Oh. And they're good seats. He says, he'd like to sell them for about $10,000 a piece. Now, the going price is close to 50, 60, 100. Now they're not ringside, but they're very good seats. Very good. He said eye level seats. He said, but he said, I just gotta get rid of them. Yeah, they can't get rid of them. And these seats are going for some stupid numbers.
Oh, yeah.
There are people who offer 150,000, 200,000. It's just a flash. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And so they're getting like, I think the princes of Dubai. It's not the prince. Various princes of Dubai are coming buying up them seats. I mean, and they're gonna have a harem scarum there. Have the harem there. Get feed grapes as the fight's going on. I don't know. I never heard of such stuff.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Well, neither one of you are without controversies in your career. Another thing that brings you together here, this bond. You brought up the rapper, a song by the Jaggers. Shecky, can you play a little bit of that? Now, this is the song written by Donnie Iris, released as a single, reached number 2 on the Billboard charts. Gold record, certified gold. But a lot of people did not like your lyrics here.
Yeah.
Someone out to get you.
How stupid it was.
Thanks, Shecky.
It was really stupid. I mean, a lot of people
thought it was
the raper for crying. I mean, come on, the raper. Come on, what is up with that?
Man, are you kidding me? Rapper, raper, man, two different
stupid.
things.
And so you got banned from a couple of radio stations.
I thought, we did. We did. I don't know which ones they were, but yeah.
But it made it really push that record. So you were a little controversial before Tupac.
And let me tell you something. You know another thing? I really done it before his time, and I mean it sincerely. Spell Jaggers with a Z. See, people say all the hip hopper, hip hop stars come out.
They're way
Z.
late.
They're
way late.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Controversy. Ready for this one?
My career, my life.
No.
my post-life career.
Ray, I'm not just saying this because you're my friend. This is one of those fight decisions that has bothered me, and I want you to talk about it tonight. Although I am not sure how others feel, 2 judges score it 115, 113 Camacho. One judge scores it 116, 112 Mancini. So judges saw about 5 rounds different from each other. An independent source about 5 years ago rewatched the fight from all the way through, and they gave you the score of 116 to 112. Some very close rounds, Ray, but you got hosed.
Oh, I did, and I'm gonna tell you.
You got hosed,
I
man.
think my man. I'm gonna tell you a story. I think Donnie. I don't know. I think I told Cornel. I'm not sure. I'm sure you never heard it. About a couple months after that fight, I get a call. Now, this is 1989. I had been retired 4 years. I was still 28 when I came back. I retired at 24 just because I lost love for the game. You know, you got no love for it, can't be doing it. That's especially my style. My style wasn't made for a long career. I sacrificed longevity, to make my score. And I was able to do that and get out. Yeah. But Camacho was a personal thing. That's the one fight I always wanted that didn't happen. So when they offered it to me, I said, yeah, man. Yeah. And I was still young enough, and I kept working. I was in good shape, pretty good shape, working out. Kept my body together, so we did it. So after the fight, like I said, it was a good fight. Not a great fight, but it was a good fight. Yeah. What he did was run, all he did. So I get a call from a friend of mine who's a president of one of the casinos in Las Vegas. He says, can you come in and see me, fly in and see me sometime this week? I said, yeah, sure. So I fly in to see him. We go to lunch. He says, look, I want you to know, we all know you won the fight. We all know it, but you couldn't get the decision. I said, really? He says, if the fight was here in this town, he says, we could have handled it. He says, but you were such a big underdog. I was 3-1 dog. He said, there was so much money bet on you. If you got the decision, it would have broke that town. And they couldn't handle it. He said, we could have handled it here. But that town just couldn't handle it. It would have broke that town. So we want you to know, we know you won the fight, but you couldn't get the decision. So I said, so you're basically telling me before I went in the ring, I had no shot unless I knocked him out. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, so if I did knock him out, what happens then? I said, then you tell me that down, it's a bust. I said, yeah.
You would have busted Reno.
He said, it'd been bad. He said, so I'm letting you know, we know you won the fight, but you could not get the decision. I said, okay. Finished our lunch, took me back to the airport. He said, I hope you understand. I said, yeah. I said, look, I appreciate you letting me know. Don't make it anything better. Don't make me feel better. Don't do anything. But I appreciate you letting me know.
Ray, it's time for our top 5, and this is a request. This is a text request from Michael, who lives in Lowellville. And he says, Ray, your top 5 actors, musicians, entertainers who are actually tough. Who do you think could, male or female, in real life, give a shot and take a shot? So both me and Donnie will start this off, and because, we're going to be wrong any way you look at it when we get to your list. So my 5... I'm going to start with a female just because I have 2 daughters, Uma Thurman, Kill Bill, Volume 1, Volume 2. All right. Number 4, the late, great John Wayne. Number 3, you guys might not have heard of him, but he's an unbelievable outlaw country singer in the way of Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard. His name is Jamie Johnson. He used to be a former Marine, and he will kick your ass. Number 2, Sean Penn, because it seems like he'll fight anybody. He grew up in the mean streets of the Boo. Malibu.
I knew it. What are you rough up there in the
Boo? I knew it. And number 1, the all-time tough guy, and you've met him before, Ray, Clint Eastwood.
No, I've actually never met Clint Eastwood.
You haven't?
No, and I like Clint Eastwood. He always plays tough guys, and it looks like he's gonna whip some ass. He's gonna whip some ass. So I agree.
There's my Donnie.
Yeah, okay.
Your turn. Your top 5, sir. Okay. Yeah, I know you're going old school here a little bit.
Yeah, I am. First of all, I gotta say Brad Pitt because of the Fight Club.
Oh,
Fight Club, sure.
Yeah, don't talk about Fight Club. That's the one rule.
But I'm going to tell you the story about him and Mike Tyson after that. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Second, I'm going to... I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait to hear it. Second, I'm going to go with Steve McQueen. My all-time favorite. One of Dead or Alive.
I like that.
Like that boy. And then I'll go with Charles Bronson.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Can't go wrong with Charlie.
No. And Lee Marvin.
Oh,
legitimate tough guy.
Legitimate tough
I'm
guy.
mad I didn't put that on my list. I really am, man.
And my favorite Mickey Rourke.
My man. Mickey will love you for that. Because I think you're the only one who ever had him on first on any list. But that's great. He'll love you for that.
Well, champ, tell us what we did wrong.
You know what? I screwed up a little bit because when you said, I thought you were talking about contemporary, not all time. Mm-hmm. So I got the 5 contemporary.
Good enough.
But then I'll do 5 all time.
Okay.
But contemporary.
Okay.
So number 5 is a tie between my guest last week, John Seda, and Sammy Hagar. Sammy, but did some boxing out there. His father was a fighter. I don't know if he could fight a lick, but put him on. But he fought. I see him train. He's got he did an album cover with the gloves. Sammy must be able to fight a little. He might be able to fight a little bit. So I don't know. But number 4. Now you may not know who this is.
Okay.
He's on a new show called Marvel. That's on night. But his name's Clark Gregg.
All right.
He's the lead. Yeah, he's actually, and his wife is Joel Gray's daughter, Jennifer.
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
Yeah.
Who did with Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. All right.
That's his daughter. But Clark Gregg is a purple belt or brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
I see Clark train out there, and we had the same
So he's an actual tough guy.
Oh, he's a good time.
Okay.
Hey, I figure he can get you in the street, he get you down, he'll choke you out.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, my buddy you mentioned, he was number 1 on your list, but he's number 3 on my list, but number 1 in my heart, Mickey Rourke. Now, here's another guy you may not know about. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I've trained with him. Sweetest guy in the world. But I'll tell you what, ain't nobody mess with. Ricky Rocket, drummer for Poison.
Is that right?
Another one.
Oh, Ricky's a legitimate black belt. And I'm telling you see how he rolls with guys. Whoa. Ricky's a real deal.
Okay.
And they're just the sweetest guy. But I'm telling you, man, don't get up on stage, rush the stage.
Yeah.
My brother
He's
will
going to take you out.
He'll take you out.
Okay.
And number one is Youngstown's own, Ed O'Neill.
No.
Well, Eddie's a black belt. He's been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now for 16 years. He's a black belt.
See, you get the inside scoop. It's not fair.
I know. But before Eddie was, he's a street guy. Eddie's a street guy. A lot of people don't know. He was a kick-ass guy on the street, and people tell you about it. Oh, yeah, he knocked guys out. Eddie knew how to fight. He was a street guy. Then he did a play on Broadway in 1979 called Knockout, him and Donnie Iris. And Eddie was training for that, but Eddie can punch.
Okay.
He knows how to fight. And he's a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Wow. Headache you do not want.
See, that's all right.
Now, that was the top contemporary.
It's contemporary.
Now, we say all time.
All time, yes.
I got to go with, Mr. Yankee Doodle Dandy, man. He's from Lower East Side, New York. Man, Marsh Dad? James Cagney.
Yeah.
James Cagney. Marsh Dad's from White Heat. Marsh Dad? Okay. Number 4. I got it ready. John Wayne.
Oh, yeah?
Marion.
Yeah.
What was it?
I got one.
Marion Morrison. Yeah. John Wayne, man, because, okay, Pilgrim. You got it, Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Number 3, you said the other one? I think Donnie, you said Lee Marvin.
Yeah.
Lee Marvin.
Yeah,
Lee Marvin. I love me. And then I'm going to go with the trifecta. There was 3 of them that hung out together, drank together, and partied together, banged around together. Robert Mitchum. So Robert Mitchum, he was cool before cool was cool.
I love that dude.
Robert Mitchum. So there's my 4. I mean, we could throw in another, I don't know. A lot of guys play tough guys.
Yeah.
Then a lot of guys are real tough guys. So
that's what I wanted to ask
that's what
you.
I'm saying.
Isn't it amazing on none of our lists, nobody picked Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nobody picked Sly Stallone.
Yeah.
Nobody picked
Arnold. We don't know if he could Arnold. If I tap that, he's gonna fall like a sack of rice.
Yeah.
Woo, timber. But but so I don't know. These are guys, but legitimate tough guys.
Yeah,
those guys are legit tough guys. But Ricky Rocket ain't no Eddie O'Neill. Forget legitimate tough guy. He'll whip anybody's ass out there.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you that we'll go with.
Wow.
Keep those questions coming. We love them here at the Boom Boom Room. The email is boomboomroom570@gmail.com, or you can always text us 330-333-1570. boomboomroom570@gmail.com. Questions here, and they include: if you want to see Donnie at his boxing best, log on to the WKBN website right now and punch up the Boom Boom Room webpage. Donnie on display. Everlast trunks, gloves, the video for Injured in the Game of Love from 1985, which was all over MTV. And you met one of the biggest boxers on the planet at the time.
Yeah, Marvin Hagler. You should see this.
Marvelous one. He's a dear friend
and you
of
can
mine.
punch it up right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool, man. Right at the beginning, I'm standing there in a picture. He's standing right beside me, and I'm like this. He's like this or whatever. I can't remember what but Marvin Hagler right there, man. It's part of my video.
Oh, man.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
so cool.
Oh,
The beginning of the video, I downed three raw eggs. I did it like 5 takes.
Oh, my God.
5 takes of these eggs, man.
Oh, yeah, they ain't no burger. I used to do raw eggs with the.
Did you?
It don't mean nothing.
I don't think
it's
so
all
either.
No, don't, because cooked or raw, it's all protein.
It doesn't matter.
You cook out the protein. No, you don't. It's all no, it don't. And I don't advocate it for people to raw eggs, because now there's so much disease, salmonella and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Okay, there's your health.
Taking you out in a stretcher,
There's your
man.
health tip for today. Don't drink raw eggs.
Yeah. Well,
and don't eat the yellow snow.
The second one from Ray Mancini and Frank Zappa. Donnie, so Donnie runs into Marvin Hagler. Now, Ray, on your end of things, you're training in Vegas. Frank Sinatra sends his people to invite you for a get-together, a sit-down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, tell us what that is like to have Frank summon you, man.
Well, his right-hand guy, Jilly Rizzo, who a lot of people know who Jilly Rizzo was, he's almost as famous as Frank, was his right-hand guy for years and years. And Jilly was in Palm Springs training, the Americana Hotel, and Jilly came and he said, kid, he says, the old man wants me to apologize to you. Apologize for what? He said, for not making it. He wanted to be here for you. I said, oh no, I understand it. I appreciate it. You don't have to apologize to me. No. I said he really wanted to be here. I said, but let me tell you something. He said he just wants you to know that you make us proud. You make us little Americans proud. He's proud of you. He's so excited. You're his favorite fighter, and he's going to be at ringside at your fight. And he's actually going to be in town. He's performing at Caesars, and he wants to invite you to a show. So that's how I did. I went and saw him. So the Friday before the fight.
That's awesome.
Now he called you out on stage.
After the fight, when I went to the show, he introduced me to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. He said, my friend, I was my friend. But what happened is in Pittsburgh. He was performing in Pittsburgh, and was it Pittsburgh Arena? What was the arena?
Civic Arena.
Yeah. And my buddy Tommy Dreesen opens for him for years and years and years. Pat Henry was the first, and then Tommy did after that. And Mr. Sinatra introduced me there. I was there, went there and saw him, and he introduced me from the stage, and he said, "Boom, he don't do that.
Yeah,
he don't do that.
Yeah.
So he don't introduce people. Just like he doesn't do encores. You know that, Donnie?
No, I didn't.
He never does an encore. He says because you always want to leave the people wanting a little bit more. And that was my rant. Look, I get on that rant, but I'm not. That won't be my rant. But
I am not going to be able to live with Donnie Iris and the Cruisers anymore.
No, I don't know. And I dig. I understand. You go out there, people, hey, breathe out. You do 2, 3 shots. Go out, hey. And why don't you just play straight through and don't come back? I mean, because they'll come back.
That's pretty much what we do.
They know they come back.
It is.
We never come back.
No, because you
back.
play straight through.
Yeah.
Why would you come back for encores? Yeah, they play, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, good night. And they stand there and wait, okay, well, this guy, and then they come back. And they leave.
He's back at the hotel. Frank's back at the hotel.
I was at a Neil Diamond concert down in Pittsburgh, right? And didn't you give me the tickets?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do some nice things for you, Ray. Thanks for mentioning me there. That's all right.
My man got me some tickets.
Yeah.
First concert I ever went to was in 1978 up at Cleveland Richfield Coliseum was Neil Diamond. But I went and saw him again, and great. So people, boom, come down there, and we had good seats. I had nice seats in the back, me and my wife. But the usher said, "Hey, there's some seats up front. Want to move you up?" So our friends went. I was let them go. They come back. No, you got to see. So we go up there on the side. There's no Diamond. I mean, my man's only about $110.
Yeah.
He ain't big. He's just big, man. Yeah, he's $110.
Wow.
I said, yeah, but and he does. So now he's getting ready. It's a song, and the guy comes over, and there's a guy who's going to all the concerts, I guess. He says, "Hey, I've been to more concerts than Neil Diamond than anybody." He said he's gonna go off and he's gonna back and sing these 3 songs. Bing, bing, bing. And then he's gonna go off again and come back and sing these 2 songs. When you hear this song, get ready to leave because that's the last song. The guy was like, right on, man. He kept saying, so, I mean, come on. When if people already got the book on you, when you awkward, Don't do it. Why don't you just sing straight through? Why? Next time, hey, ladies and gentlemen, next time, don't get up. Don't clap. Make their ass come out and say, well, what the hell's going on?
This is not even the rant yet, folks. Wait, he's got more. So you've both been around a lot of very famous people over the years. Who was the first person, Donnie, that you ran into, that you idolized, that you were a bit speechless? The first person that entertainment-wise, sports-wise, that you finally like, man, I guess I've done all right.
You know what? I still feel that way about Big Ben.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger.
When I first met him, it was like, it's Ben, man.
Yeah.
And Kiesel, same thing with Kiesel.
Yeah.
Both of those guys have been around.
And you've been to the big parties at Ben's house.
Yeah, we've smoked some cigars together, man. And I still think.
I hope that's all my brother smoking.
That's it.
Yeah, because my man Big Ben, man.
I think that's it.
He can flat out. I'm just teasing. I don't mean to insinuate. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to insinuate anything. Let me go. That was a joke. This is a comedy / music / entertainment / boxing show. It's all of it.
Let me go back a little bit. Robert Mitchum, you mentioned him.
Yeah.
I heard a story that when he was growing up, when he was like a teenager and stuff, they grew pot down by the by the railroad tracks. Yeah. And he said they used to get down there and kick it to make it mean.
Mean pot.
mean weed.
This is not
mean
the stuff
weed.
that Bob Marley used then. No, this is the mean stuff.
Buffalo soldiers, get like Rasta.
Ray, what about you? Who was the
Coming
was it
to
was,
America.
was it Sinatra? Who was the first?
I think, there's a couple of people that Mr. Sinatra was one. Joe DiMaggio got to spend time with.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I guess in Muhammad Ali. And, and I've been fortunate. And not that I got a wow factor, but I got good friends with Bob Dylan. And I trained Bob, helped me, but I wasn't like wow. But I think Mr. Sinatra and Joe D probably were the two. Because for every Italo-American, the two, they got the Pope, and then they got Frank Sinatra, and they got Joe DiMaggio. The two icons. You got the head of the entertainment and sports. That's most Italo-American households have that.
Great segue,
That's
Ray.
Cool.
You impress me so much, my friend. Ray, your given birth name.
Raymond Michael Mancino.
Donnie, your given birth name.
Dominic Irace.
So we got two Italian boys here. It sounds like it, okay? What were the rules like in your homes?
Well, you have to
What was the number one rule in the Mancino home?
Well, I was in the 70s. I don't know if there was a whole lot.
Right.
The 70s were a decadent time, But I think basically, you come, the rules of, come home from school, make sure you get your homework done. We didn't all eat together because I was playing sports and we were, my mom cooked and my father wanted to come home from work. He wanted to eat. And it was different from the times I was playing sports. So, but every Sunday we sat down, of course, I can't remember. But when it was time to get in at night, make sure your ass is there.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure your ass is in.
Yeah.
Whatever. If when I got older, I got passed to stay out later.
Yeah.
But just, this is the number rule. Okay. If you're going to be out, wherever you're at, and I do this with my kids to this day, call me. Just let me know where you're at.
Let me know you're all right.
I don't want to wonder where you're at. Let me know you're all right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then one time, I'll never forget, I went out beginning of the morning, like me and my friends, 9 in the morning, they come home till like midnight. And I never called home or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was crying. I felt so bad for because there was no phones at that. And I didn't want to go home or call home because I figured she'd tell me to come home.
Right.
But I see what did not being a parent. You realize, wow,
sure.
I could never imagine that.
Go crazy.
But that was the thing. That was the number one rule.
Yeah.
If wherever you're at, if you're gonna stay at a friend's, if you're gonna have dinner, that's fine. Want to sleep over, just call and let me know where you're at.
Yeah.
In your household?
There wasn't not much with rules, except I can remember I had to be home if I heard my dad out on the front porch yelling my name.
That's right.
No matter what was going on, I got my ass home, man.
That's right.
But and one thing he taught me when I got older, when I was wanting to be around chicks, he says, "Keep your fingernails clean."
How about that?
Wow.
How about that?
In other words, don't be going out with those skanks.
That's right.
Yeah. Make
Keep
yourself
them clean.
look nice.
Well, it's funny you said that.
No, not literally. Not literally.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you got me.
I got
It's
you.
funny you said that.
Keep them clean. Yeah.
My father was big. You wouldn't think. My father was big on that stuff. Nails, clean and cut. Keep your nails clean. You know, it was big with that. My father would shower, man. When he was younger, then I got older, of course. But he was dapper as a, just so dapper. You know, and I used to watch. But I mean, even when he got older, my father, even before he passed away, you know, it was the Alzheimer's gone. But physically, it was okay. He took his own showers. He went to the bathroom by himself. Took his own showers. Nobody needed, you know, they have to wear a diaper. Then nobody had to, you know, change his diaper. Thank God, and I thank God for that. You know.
Yeah.
Did you, Ray? Did you have a backup plan if boxing did not work? What was your backup plan? I'm Donnie. I'm going to ask you the same thing.
You know, I was telling people, I tell my kids this, and I said, people always say, you know, if you didn't make it as a fighter, what would you have done? I said, I can't answer that. Because there was nothing else I wanted to do. You know, I said, if I wasn't going to make it as, I would have done something else. Obviously, that's not, but that's the only thing. You know,
who knows what?
Exactly. They say, you know, failure's not an option. That's the truth. And you know, when my kids were in school and at seniors in school, you go and then the counselor meets them before graduation. You know, what do you want to be? And they tell them. My daughter said she wanted to be a tattoo artist. I said, she was a wonderful artist. I said, why not?
Yeah.
I said, she's an artist. She's using her skills. It's low overhead. You ain't running out of bodies out here, you know, in California, Santa Monica. And they said, okay, well, what's your backup plan? And she said, my father taught me not to have a backup plan because if you have if you have a fallback plan, you'll fall back. And I said that. And I said, Mr. Mancini, I said, yeah, I said that. Don't you? I said, no, I believe that. I said, look, I like to believe all people are a little smarter than that. If God forbid something don't happen, obviously we have to survive. We're going to figure it out. But if you have a fallback plan, you will fall back. If you have a backup plan, you're going to back up. There is no other way. When you have that, failure's not an excuse. There are no options. Like I said, I went to New York. I wasn't going to come home unless I was successful. I mean that sincerely. And I want to see my family. That was my attitude. I wasn't going home unless I was successul.
It's good advice.
You do everything.
That is great advice.
So I tell these young kids and principals and counselors, and they're going to love me for this. Children, those who are seniors in high school, go next year, do not have a fallback plan. You're going to succeed on whatever you choose. You're going to succeed at that because failure is not an option.
Wow.
Heavy,
well, I hate to even
heavy stuff.
I hate to even ask the rock star here because let's face it.
Here was after that.
You were playing guitar. You were doing some singing. Your hair was long.
Guitar.
You know, what was your backup?
Well, initially I went to college to become a teacher. I mean, that's what I was going to go for, and I got there and I hated school. I just hated it, and I had learned to play guitar when I was in high school, just learning some chords and stuff. And when I got to college, about the second year in, I didn't want to do it anymore. I put a band together in college. We played. Then I got asked to join the Jaggers. At the time, there was no Jaggers. We created the Jaggers. I went on the road. Went to my dad. I said, Dad, you know, I don't want to go to school anymore.
How'd that go over?
It was great. He says, go for it. Man. Because that's what I wanted to do, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just something I had to do, and I did. What I would have done if something would have went wrong.
But you would have figured it out.
You figured it out.
You're a resourceful guy. People, I'm a kid from the streets. I would have figured it out, man. We'll figure it out. If I would have no problem. I'm not afraid of working. I wasn't afraid to go to work. I worked construction. I'd worked bagging groceries and stocking groceries. I wasn't afraid of work.
Yeah, you make a living.
I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. I wanted to achieve success. I didn't want to let my family down, my city down. But I didn't want to let myself down. Yeah, and that was why, you know, and that's a great, you know, that's
Ray. You could teach a lot of people.
These people. I know counselors are going to say this guy. He should
get him off the radio.
Counselors are going to hate him.
They're calling right now. Get that guy off the radio. Do you realize what he's saying?
What's your B plan? What's your B plan?
Yep. One of my favorite questions when I sit down with musicians. Everybody remembers their biggest gigs, Blossom Music Center or, you know, the stadium. I always ask musicians, and I want to ask the boxer the same thing. What is the worst experience you've ever
easy.
had? And everybody remembers it quicker than their best stuff.
Yeah, you do.
What is your worst experience on stage in front of an audience, Donnie?
St. Louis, Missouri. We had done like 5 shows with Nazareth.
Hair of the Dog.
Everything went great. All the shows were going great. We got there. my road manager come over and he says, "This doesn't look good to me for some reason." He said, "The people out there are dressed in camo and I'm in my yellow suit. They're not going to like me." He thought they would, and sure enough, man, we got on stage and all we heard was boo. Get off the stage.
Middle fingers.
Get out of here. And Leah was like the number one AOR song in St. Louis. So they didn't know who I was. So we got up. We went through the whole set while they were booing. We had like a half-hour set, so it was an easy thing. We got to the song Leah. They kind of looked at each other and said, "Oh, that's who this is." So then at the end, they were going, let's talk that. But they hated us.
Isn't it amazing? It is amazing that you could recollect. You can probably put yourself back in that night, just like
absolutely.
Yeah,
it's the first time it ever happened. I mean, it was like I was shocked. Yeah. And then it happened after that. Too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Could I ask you, Donnie? It's funny because Donnie Iris and the Cruisers for a long time. Mm-hmm. When the movie came out, Eddie and the Cruisers, did you go, did you think
Yeah, you know what? I had never even heard about it. In fact, we were going to name the band the Turnpike Cruisers because we were traveling back and forth from Pittsburgh to Cleveland on the Turnpike. But we just shortened it to the Cruisers.
I think it's a cool name. You know?
Yeah, I
Eddie
like
and the
it.
Cruisers, Donnie Iris and the Cruisers. You just go Donnie or did you go Donnie Iris and the Cruisers?
Donnie Iris and the Cruisers.
I thought it was a cool name. I just thought Eddie and the Cruisers. You think, hey, whoa.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it's, they were like, I guess it was supposed to be a what's the word I'm thinking?
Like the 50s.
Early 60s rock, early 70s rock from Jersey. It was, it was like kind of a homage. That's the word, homage to Springsteen.
Yeah.
And that when that movie came out, because it came out in mid 80s, late in Eddie and the Cruisers. But I thought that'd be interesting.
Yeah. What was your worst experience? You come to the ring. You come to the ring, and this was your bad night, man.
No. I was a fight I won.
Oh,
but I'll tell you why.
Wow.
It was my worst experience. And I said it in the book. It's the only night I was ever embarrassed.
I know what you're going to talk about.
My fifth professional fight here in Camel High School, Memorial High School. I was here in Camel Memorial High School, little suburb of Youngstown. My fifth professional fight. And I find a guy, and they bring him up from Dale Gordon, bring him up from West Virginia. And I said, he looked like Charles Manson. His hair was down here. He looked dead facially. And I'm looking at him. He didn't even look like a fighter. He looked like something out of the Hatfield McCoys. I mean, it was like, and I'm looking, and I didn't know much about him. My manager gave me, we didn't have no tape. Usually get some tapes if you can, but I didn't see much tape of him. And I'm looking at this guy at the weigh-in. He don't even look like a fighter. So I went in there, he's moving around a little bit. I hit him a body shot. He went down like he was shot. And I said, now I ain't pretty good at body, but come on, man.
Yeah.
He went down like, and I got up, and then I had a few more punches, and he went down again. I said, and people were booing. People were generally clapping. They're happy for me winning. Yeah, but a few people were booing, and I was embarrassed. I just because I knew it was
embarrassed for the kid.
Embarrassed that they got me this guy. He wasn't even a fighter. Didn't look like a fighter. I understand you want me to win. I understand. And early in the career, you get guys bodies that they ain't supposed to win. And I know he wasn't coming supposed to, but at least look like you're supposed to win. At least look like a fighter.
Jeez.
I was the only time I was embarrassed. That was that January of 1980 here at Camel Memorial fight. Dale Gordon and
you could probably put yourself back there in a second.
Man, yeah. And I'll never forget. The announcer. Dangerous Dale Gordon. Whatever, something like, oh God. So it was one of the things, and it was terrible. It was embarrassing, and I feel bad. I wish I could have gave the money back that night.
You guys are both incredible movie buffs, and of course, Ray has directed, starred, produced. I like saying directed because you direct me an awful lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, all-time favorite movies.
Those are I got two.
Okay,
I had two. Tombstone.
Wow, that's interesting.
Love that.
With Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer,
It's just-
yeah.
Kevin
that movie
Costner.
killed me. No, that's the other one.
Oh, no,
There
right.
was
Val
one-
Kilmer, no, right. No, I know he was right.
Powers Booth played the bad
That's
guy.
right. That's right. No, I know. Val Kilmer was in it.
Yeah.
It was about. It was I'm trying
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
He's always
Yeah.
plays a cowboy when he's a great.
That is a great movie.
That's a great movie. To me, it just killed me.
So is this a tie?
And Scarface.
And Scarface.
Oh,
And I wish, can you do a little bit of
You looking
Tony?
at me, Mike?
Be nice. Be
You
nice.
better-
Go ahead.
You better be nice to me, man. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you. You're gonna be sorry if you get nasty with me, man. I'll kill you.
Now, Donnie, what's my favorite line in the movie? Look at her. Look at her.
Yeah.
Her womb is so polluted. She can't even give me a kid.
That's like
Her womb is too polluted. Too polluted.
at the dinner table. At the dinner table.
May
with
I
all those
apologize
guys.
to the 570 listening audience and the Armstrong viewing audience. Your
Well, without a doubt. Come on,
all-time
man.
favorites.
Godfather 1, Godfather 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most perfect movie of all time is Godfather 1. Most perfectly
Great.
casted movie, most perfect script, most perfectly shot. Only one scene is imperfect, and I wonder why. And from what I heard is they didn't do you take a shot, you do the master, you do it from they only did the side shot. They didn't do the other side. They didn't even do a master. And that's when James Caan, Sonny Cornel chasing Carlo, after he gave his sister a beating.
Oh, yeah.
He tries to-
Yeah.
So he comes and pulls up in a car, and then Carlo runs across the street. He gets
Right.
the bat, and he throws it
yeah,
at him.
yeah,
He
yeah,
got a
yeah.
little stick and runs at him, and he jumps over, grabs him, boom. Then from the side throws a punch, and misses him by about 10 feet. But it was it was shot from the side.
Yeah.
And they found out they didn't have another angle from. They didn't take the master. They didn't do it from behind. They just did that, and they had to use that.
They had to use
clip.
it.
And it was the only thing. That was the only thing.
James
that was wrong with that
Caan
movie.
was out of his gourd when he gets.
Mancini said that.
man.
So, but that was to me the greatest. But Godfather 2, I could use Godfather. You say after Godfather 1, nothing would be greater than this.
Yeah.
Then Godfather 2.
Yeah, both great movies.
Michael, we're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Isn't that always good to hear?
But those
Doesn't
two-
everybody
yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear that in any
Who
family?
was that? Alfredo? Was that Alfredo
No,
said that?
No, that was Hyman Roth.
Hyman Roth.
Oh,
yeah,
or
yeah.
another one. Because Johnny Yola is Johnny Yola.
Oh, yeah.
Who played Johnny Yola? Dominic Chinese, who played Uncle Junior.
Uncle Junior.
What's he drink up there? Champagne cocktail. I know mangiare in all the time. I know mangiare in New York. I know mangiare in Miami Beach con Hyman Roth. Frankie Five Angels. Frankie.
Ray, I hate to tell you this.
I'm going on, man.
We're getting a high sign over there, and you only got you got 90 seconds here, and I need a rant before.
Right.
Donnie's
Okay.
got to see you at his very best. In fact, I'm going to give you the bell when it's over. all right?
Give me the high sign, Stymie.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I moved back to Youngstown, and I know I've been in California 30 years, and I know that the driving out there is a lot of 5-lane highways on both sides. So, ladies and gentlemen, the drivers here in Youngstown, please, I don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to get out the car, rip off the door handle, put my fist through a window. Please, when you pull up to a driveway, like you pull out of a gas station or a restaurant, there's a driveway. You're supposed to keep it clear. It's a law. Don't pull your car when you see another car trying to get out. What does it matter with you people? Show a little compassion. Have a little love for your brother, man. Let him come out once in a while. Come on, people. You're making me nuts, man. Leave the drive open of any driveway, gas station, restaurant, whatever. Leave them open.
He's going to go get in a car tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please step aside.
And once again, that was brought to you by the Boom Mancini Foundation.
There's your music, Ray. Say goodbye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week. Bring my special guest, Donnie Bam Bam Enrique, Donnie Iris, the champ.